field this, is what ideas do you have to raise money for the city without raising property taxes? Revenue enhancement, 60 seconds.
Well, I mentioned this in the intro. We've got to, rethink how we're using our commercial districts and those commercial spaces, specifically along Milwaukee Avenue. I've seen some along Irving Park here. How do we get entrepreneurs engaged? How do we get banks to invest in these people? How do we get banks with a combination of tip dollars, et cetera, to help the businesses that are here now expand and grow and hire people? One way, that's one way. So if there's more revenue coming into our businesses, or our businesses hire more people, then there's more tax revenue. You have to look at a tax on services. That's fair. You have to look at things like a casino, and there's talk of the LaSalle Street tax, which I don't support. But quite honestly, I don't see how you get a property tax. Unfortunately, I'll tell you, it's two weeks from now, and 3 years from now, they're probably going to go up. Let's not kid ourselves. So there's all kinds of things we can do, but at the end of the day, I think that's going to be part of it.
Thank you. John Garrido.
Well, politicians are always looking for ways to raise more money so they can spend more money. So the first thing that we need to do is get our spending under control. There's a lot of waste. There's waste in every department across the board, whether it be, I can go on and on about waste that I see within the Chicago Police Department. There's waste at CPS. There's just money that's being spent that doesn't need to be being spent the way it is. But one of the ideas for revenue, I think, I do support a casino, a nice high-end casino downtown to capture some of those dollars. We have tourists right now, they come in, they go to the hotels down there, and they get on a bus and they drive right down to Indiana, and they spend their money down there. It needs to be a casino that's run by a private entity that's not actually run by the city of Chicago. And I think if they did it nice and they did it well, I think it would raise a lot of revenue and that would help.
Thank you. John Garrido.
I agree with John Garrido. We need to continue to root out waste, corruption wherever possible. We have to honor taxpayers that way. We need to look at a LaSalle Street tax. We need to look at a commuter tax, the TIF surplusing, making sure the TIF program is reformed and that money is returned back to the taxing bodies. A casino, I agree again. We can bring a casino here, do it responsibly, and find ways to distribute those seats to maybe to some of the larger hotels downtown, so we can spread the economy around and not lock people into one specific area. And then look at a tax on services. That's something that the current governor has talked about. We need to have a discussion about how far that would go and what different disciplines would fall underneath it.
Michelle Barrett.
You're going to hear a little bit of the same, so I'm sorry about that, but I agree. I think that there is definitely ways that we can consolidate services in the city. One of the things I don't know if has been addressed is procurement of goods. And when, one department is buying, just to say, paper, and they're doing it at multiple departments, are they making sure that they're getting their best deal, that they're all going together and making sure that they're getting their best deal? You always have volume discounts. Is that transpiring? So something I would definitely look to explore in saving, but in generating revenue, looking at the money that would be left over, excess from TIFs, definitely putting that back in the system. And I would support a casino because it does generate money and jobs for the local economy.
So we're 4 for 4 on the casino.